Moanalua neighborhood is safe tonight after a fast-moving brush fire threatened it this morning. The fire broke out just before 11 on Fort Shafter property owned by the U.S. Army. But the fire quickly moved toward homes on Alamoamua Street. As KITV4's Jolie Leong tells us, neighbors helped neighbors during the fire, and even the neighborhood mailman came to the rescue.
More than 40 firefighters doused hot spots after they extinguished the brush fire. The flames came dangerously close to Kelsey Nishi's home.
I know, it's really close.
Nishi was afraid for the animals and raced to remove them from the home.
And so I tried to corral all of our animals because we've got 2 dogs, 2 cats, a rabbit that lives out here, a turtle, and a foster bird.
But Nishi was home alone with all the animals and the fire was getting closer.
Steve, the mailman, helped us corral all the animals. Yeah, he helped me get all the animals in the car, and he was wonderful.
And Nishi told us even more about this mailman.
And then he helped our next-door neighbor who wouldn't be able to get out of her house fast enough. He carried her across the street.
89-year-old Eloise Montserrat confirms her regular mailman came to her rescue just as flames were creeping toward her yard.
I could see it as it came close to the fence, and so I started out because I'm here alone.
But then her familiar mailman came calling.
He picked me up and carried me down, and I said, "You can't do that, you can't do that," and then I was at the bottom, and he did it.
The U.S. Postal Service identifies the heroic postal worker as 52-year-old Steve Omatsu, a 20-year-old veteran who has been on this route for the past 7 years.
There wasn't any fire here. I didn't have it immediate, but it was nice to know that somebody was watching and caring.
In Moanalua, Jody Leong, KITV4 News.
Now, Steve Omatsu declined an on-camera interview. The brush fire destroyed about 5 acres. The U.S. Army is investigating the fire since it was on Fort Shafter property and will determine the cause.